Hey everybody, Dwayne Bly with the NSDA. We're going to take a look at the J drill. So probably one of the simplest and most overused drills in hockey. And it's still got a lot of applications to it. So what I'm going to do today is we're going to look at a way that you can set up your practice with one drill, so starting with the J drill, and how you can progress it to 2 or 3 different drills and spend 20, 30 minutes doing that drill. Now, I've said this before in other videos, I don't care what the drill is. It's more the concepts and the teaching points that you're teaching in the drill. So J drill is very simple. For coaches and parents that haven't seen it, you can start on the goal line, the hash marks, the blue line, wherever you'd like. But we're going to start on the hash marks here. And we'll have our players lined up on the hash marks on both sides. And the simple aspect of the J drill is one player goes on each side, second player makes a pass. You can have the players leave with the puck if you don't want them to pass. And it can be done with any age group. So young kids all the way up to professional players do drills similar to this. So coming in like this, first player's going to come in and then just dip inside the blue line like that. Same thing with this side. Player's going to come in and dip inside the blue line. And then the second player in line is going to give them a pass. And this player's going to go down the ice. This player will come down the ice. Usually do it on the whistle just so it doesn't get too offset, so you keep it consistent for your goalies and your shooting and things like that. So really simple, but a couple key things here that we want to focus on when we're doing just a simple J drill. Number one, when this player is coming through the blue line right here, you want to make sure they're scanning up ice. So they're looking up ice, they're seeing if there's any, even at young ages, get them to just take a look. And then the other thing is we want them to have a good target and ideally call for the puck. So getting players to communicate, call for that puck, right? Give a good target so that sticks on the ice, showing them where they want that puck. If it's a left-handed shot, maybe the puck, maybe their stick's out here, or they can go on their backhand to get that pass on their backhand, but just showing a good target as they're coming through this area and make sure they scan the ice. Now the simple version of this is just catching that pass. So this player gives that pass, and this player goes down and shoots. All right? We can add stuff to this. So as coaches, again, be creative. Any of the drills that you see, feel free to tweak them and add stuff to them. You may see something that a lot of other coaches don't see. Like, oh, we can add something here. But we could have this player pick this puck up, and then we could set up cones in here. So maybe they have to go around 3 or 4 cones and just glide in the cones and then finish with their shot. All right? We could add a coach in here. So again, just having a coach maybe right in here. So this player, as they come around here, has to scan, see where the coach is. And when they get that puck, they're going to drive, and the coach can add a little bit of pressure on them on that shot. All right, very simple, but that's basically the premise of the J drill. So super, super easy. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add a delay component to it. So we're going to add a second player jumping in, and that first player is going to have to delay. So driving the net, you know, we see it in games all the time where players come in, push that D to the net, drive the net, and then delay. So a little cut back, a little delay. So what would happen, same start, players would leave without a puck, dip inside the blue line, same thing here, come inside the blue line, and that second player in line would give a pass. This player can go down the wall, and this player would jump in with them. All right, so when this player is going down the wall, this player's got to kind of maintain speed with the play, but stay behind a little bit because you're going to get that pass a little bit high. And this player right here is going to try to drive that dot, and then they're going to delay. So they're going to cut back, and this player is going to come in to receive that pass. Now, ideally, once this player is delayed, all right, we want this player coming in. We want that pass to come in right about here. So in that top area, that player can drive in and shoot on the shot, or can shoot it from that box. But what'll happen a lot of times when you do this and you don't have parameters, I haven't talked to your players about it, this player is going to end up coming in hard all the way down to here. And that in a game is a really hard pass to make, right? So we want this player to kind of stay inside the circle and just above the circle. So now they're an outlet. So if this player does delay and you have another player driving the net, and this player is coming in, as that high player, now you've got your kind of attack triangle, right, already set up. So just something to think about as you're going through this. But again, we're teaching that delay. So this player right here, that player number 1, as they're driving in, again, coaches, a couple things to think of. Is this player 1, as they're driving in, right here, make sure they scan. So they're looking behind, they're seeing where that player number 2 is. And then when they come in, you can add a coach here, and they're going to drive that coach like it's a defenseman, and then they're going to make that delay. And when they make that delay, they want to skate out of that delay. So as soon as they delay, they're going to skate. So a crossover, get away a little bit from that pressure. And then this player again is coming in, calling for that puck, good target on the ice, gets that pass, and then gets that shot off on the way to the net. All right, so that's a simple one. Same thing would be going on the other side. So as this player is coming around, this player is coming around as well, dipping inside the blue line. Player number 2 will give him a pass. This player will drive. This player is going to come up, and then same thing, drive the middle, cut back, and then hit this player coming in for a pass and then a shot on net. All right, super simple, but an easy way to turn that little J drill. Same setup, you don't have to move pucks, you don't have to do anything. Everything stays exactly where it is, but now you've got a little kind of the 2-on-0 with the delay in there. And again, Pucks are with the players here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to add a 2-on-1 to this. So now you've already gone through probably 7 with the first drill, let's say 7, 8 minutes with the second part of the drill. Now we're going to go to the third part. So you could be 25, 30 minutes in just by teaching these things and going through it with your team could be a great warm up. And that's kind of half of your hour or hour and a half, breaks up that 1/3 of it. Now we're going to do the same start. So we're going to have this players leave without a puck. Same thing here, players leave without a puck. Now that second player in line is going to jump in. So that second player in line is going to start to skate. And now we can be creative here. It could be a give and go. It could be a give it to this player, they go wide, this player jumps in, right? But we want that second player now attacking with that first player. Same thing's going on here. So this player's coming around, same concepts. I'm looking, scanning the ice, good target. Second player starts to move, gives that puck. This player comes by and now they jump. So now now we've got a 2-on-0 starting. And what will happen as this is going on, as soon as this player number 2 leaves to give that pass, player number 3 in line is going to come up the far side, gap up, and then backpedal back to take these 2 players on their 2-on-1. Again, so really simple, right? We had our player number 1 coming along here, getting their pass from player number 2 who's already moving. They jump in together on a 2-on-0, and that player number 3, as player number 2 is moving out of their line to make that pass, they're jumping in, and now it's a 2-on-1 going down this way. All right, simple. Go out of both sides, go on the whistle, and just kind of keep it moving that way. Now, on the 2-on-1, a couple things we want to really touch on with these players, especially at young ages. And when these players are attacking that 2-on-1, first thing, we want that player number 3 in line here to really gap up. So get up ice as these players are at the blue line here. Want to be at the red line and take that back. And if anyone's not sure what a gap is, our gap would be the distance between our attackers, so our forward, and our D. That distance between them right here. And what happens a lot of times at young ages, these players are attacking, let's say through the neutral zone, and our defenseman standing way back here. And that allows these players to gain a ton of speed and attack with speed, and it makes it really hard on the D. So we want those D to get up ice, gap up. And even if they get burned in practice, it doesn't matter. It's a great skill for them to learn and get better at. But gapping up, get up ice, transition, and then take them back on that 2-on-1. Now, as they're attacking, so when we have our players now attacking, now let's just look at the 2-on-1. So we have 2 players coming in here. Let's say our puck here is on the outside. Are there players here? Let's say our D did gap up properly. They're in a good spot. And that gap, I think I've mentioned it, but it should be about 1.5 to 2 stick lengths away. Nothing too deep. And if we get too close, then those players cannot, kind of buzz by us or make quick little plays through us. So we want to kind of keep it in here. And the most important thing for our D is keeping that stick in the middle and taking away that pass. And what a lot of young D will do especially is they'll shade right over to this guy. And if this player can make that pass through, this player's got a breakaway, right? Which we don't want. So we want to keep that D in the middle. All right, and that D's going to try to take away that pass. The D can slide a little bit over to the passer just to kind of make it harder for them to make a pass. But good stick in lane here. And then our forwards are attacking. So that's the D's job. Gap up, keep that separation tight, that gap tight, and then keep that stick in the middle to take away those passes. Now for our forwards, when they're attacking, one thing that's really common is they don't talk. And who should be talking when you're carrying or when you're on a 2-on-1 is the player without the puck. So this player doesn't have the puck, but this player can see what the D is doing, can see if he's an option or she's an option, and making sure that they're a target. If they're not a target and they can't get the puck because the D's doing a really good job, then they should be yelling shoot, 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 or net, net, net. And this player can take that puck and get that shot off with this player going to the net. But the communication piece off that player without the puck is huge. So something to think about when you're talking to your team about 2-on-1s, communicate on these 2-on-1s. And ideally, if the D plays it properly and takes away that pass, we have our D here, sticks in the lane, this guy's driving here. If the D does it well and plays it well, then that shot right here should be the goalie's responsibility. So goalie's got to make that save or take that shot, make that play. This D's taking away the pass and then is taking that play back to the net and clearing out rebounds. So just a couple things to think about when you're teaching this or when you're going through it. But that's a simple way to turn that J drill into 3 different components. Takes up 25, 30 minutes, but you get a lot of good teaching points in there and a lot of things that we can discuss with our players that hopefully will translate into games. All right, thanks a lot for checking in.